I'm just out enjoying the garden with the coffee and thought I'd just have a quick chat because I'm just having one of those days where we really appreciate what the garden gives us. Well, it may be silly for me to turn the camera on, but I'm just having one of those moments appreciating the garden. Garden appreciation moment. Actually, there's clubs like that. This isn't one of those. There's no wind right now, so I turned the camera on. And I'm just thinking, we do need to stop and just soak it all in. That our gardens have given to us again. Not because we didn't put a whole bunch of effort and love into them, but they do give back. They do reward. I still have a lot going on in the garden right now, and just when you're thinking, oh, it's almost over, I've just been walking around thinking, oh my gosh, everything's still, there's so much, it's beautiful out here. There's tomatoes, which mine come late, but they're just coming, they look gorgeous now. And everything around, and we've still got flowers blooming, and our dogberries here, not good every year, or the mountain ash. They kind of work in like the blueberries do. We have good years and we have not so good years, and this is a year for the dogberries. They just look gorgeous. I wish I could find something to do with them. One of these days I may make the wine. It just sounds like it would be horrible. But yeah, all our attention and our efforts and the hard work does pay off, but most importantly, I want to appreciate what's here, what we've got, what it's giving us. Right now the bugs seem to be really low. Not the sow bugs, they're never low this year. Don't know what's going on. But the pests seem to be down. My mice have gone off. I don't know what they're doing. The plants are too big for them to eat now. And yeah, everything's slowing down, that's for sure. But the garden forces us to be slow. Forces us to just, well, if you're like me, stare at it. I just stare at it, but I think it's so good for us. It's such a wonderful feeling. So what went well for me this year? Well, I had a bumper crop of potatoes. That was great. We used a new space, and I really liked how they performed. No scab whatsoever on those. No anything. They were beautiful. Could always do it a bit more, but they will get us through for a good long time. I'm pleased with the squash I'm seeing. They're all going to be quite small. It's just the way it is. But I think I'm going to see better numbers than I have in the past. I've had 6, I think was my best year. And I don't know, but I've counted 14 at this point, so that is really neat. And then my plants that always do well. I always have great luck with celery. I know a lot of people don't. I do. It must be my climate. Not hard for me to grow, and as long as you start it early, and very little pest pressure on those. Slugs will start to get to them if they get old, but I'm watching those continually and starting to harvest those, of course. Carrots. I wanted to improve my carrot crop, and that I have. Carrots coming out of our ears. I can't pull them fast enough, to be honest, and they're everywhere. So I'm really pleased. I'm gonna pull one. That's a cutie. Yeah, pleased with those. My carrots that I put in the buckets, however, I planted those early and they just haven't done much. And they're supposed to do me for winter, so maybe that's not so great. Strawberries were phenomenal again. I've got, what would you call it? Like an ice cream container of black currants and red currants each. Wonderful. We've been enjoying that in many, many ways. I just freeze them and then I throw them with vanilla yogurt, or I just quickly, so simple, take your bought pastries and put some cream cheese in. I can throw all my berries in it, my strawberries and my blueberries and currants and all. And quick, easy dessert if we ever want something sweet. So those have been wonderful. My lettuce has come and gone. It's been beautiful. My beans, I've yet to pull all those, but I think they're going to be great. Oh, my garlic and my onions. Another wonderful year. I was worried about the onions, but at the end of the day, I must have had a whole bag of onions that I spread throughout the garden. I'm still finding them. So, probably could have had a bit more onions, but I think I'm going to be okay. And my garlic's done really well again. So, they're very important to me. And grow well here for me. I don't have issues with either of those. Knock on wood. I got to knock on wood when I say these things. Thus far, grow so well here. Sorry, I was interrupted there. What else is done well? Brussels sprouts are coming along now. They're a little later than normal. Yeah, some of them are a little later than normal. So hopefully they'll have enough time. I normally am seeing them a better stage than I am right now. I've said many times the broccolini, wow. It's still producing. I was going to pull the plants out. And they just keep on. Now they're doing something very strange. Let's see if I can grab one here. Ugh. And there's not camera over. Yeah. Okay. This one is, I've got two. I've got the artwork and the purple broccolini. But now, can you see, they're almost like flowers more than, but still totally all edible. And they won't stop. Yeah, there's tons of little, they're just almost leafing out. Very strange. But you know I'm going to eat them because I eat everything. Everything. I'm going to stop picking. Don't need anything else in the house. I have so much produce in the house. Been processing wonderful. That's again, talk about appreciation. What we've got stored. I'll do a video soon of my pantry and what I've got stored. How much we've stored. I haven't taken a tally yet, but it's looking pretty good. And of course, I'm still doing it. My perennials have done well. That's my walking onions. My asparagus. Third year, I got 4 asparagus. But they were great and a treat. So next year, hopefully, we'll see more of those. My rhubarb, not so good, but we've moved that around. My husband has moved the rhubarb around every year. And every year it's a big setback. But they're alive, so we'll see what next year holds. My Jerusalem artichokes, they're going to be great. The plants look wonderful. They're starting to flower. They don't always flower, but they're doing good. I have an eggplant. One little one. I think it just might ripen. If we can hang on to some warm days, we've got some cool days now, but if we can hang on to the warm days, today was lovely. They'll do great. Zucchini coming out of my ears, that's great, because I've had years where it's not been good for whatever reason. So blessed with zucchini. But I've really enjoyed them. I've cooked them every way imaginable. Probably fried them a bit too much more than is good for my health, but they were a treat then because you can't get sick of them. So yeah, I don't mind doing that if it helps us to get through them. My peppers, not so great, but then I don't expect big things, so it's not a letdown. That's part of my tactic, I think, is I know what's not going to do well, and if it doesn't, well, so be it. I don't have high expectations for something like that. However, I got a lot of 2 varieties, which is the jalapeno and the hot wax. Other ones, not so much. But I'll grow them inside, and I do well with peppers inside. The 2 peppers that I transplanted from inside outside are just flowering and have tiny peppers on them. may see something from them, but I was just really giving them a second life, and they're doing okay. I do have a cayenne, I think, or a hot Thai chili with lots of peppers on it right now too, so that's great. My leeks have done well. They always do quite well for me. I don't get hit with too much any pest damage with those usually, and I don't get the blight. Knock on wood. Newfoundland's had a very bad blight year because we had humidity that isn't quite normal. So I've been carefully watching the potatoes and the tomatoes, but good. All worked out fine there. How did your gardens do? What were the challenges? My beets, right off. Don't know why. The soil should have been fine. And there's a few there. They're small. They're probably old now, to be honest. I've just left them there. So they should have grown much more rapid and would have been more enjoyable. So they're probably just yuck right now. But I've left them. Peas. I've got a whole new flush of peas. I've succession planted peas this year. I know they're cheap in the grocery store, but I don't. Well, this year was even earlier. I'd say after July 1st, I don't purchase any vegetables whatsoever from the grocery store, and just ride the waves of what's producing in my garden. And yes, you know, you get tired of a certain vegetable, but by the time you're just getting there, another one's come. And that's just eating with the seasons, and that works great. Works really well for us. So yeah, I'm just having one of those moments of realizing how our gardens do reward us for all the effort that we put into them, because it is a lot of effort. But you get it back threefold. Well, the garden enchanted me a bit today, and I couldn't help but natter on about just taking the time to appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. See you soon.